It's my pleasure to present this award to the San Francisco Chronicle. I've spent most of my career working at regional newspapers, including a stint at a sister Hearst paper in Houston, and I know what it takes to pull off a project like this without the resources of a national newsroom. But like all great journalism, it's driven by the hope that what you produce will make a difference, in this case, that it ultimately will save lives. What reporters Jennifer Gollan and Susie Neilson did here in a 7-part series titled Fast and Fatal is bring to light the devastating cost of police chases. No one was keeping an accurate count. No one was taking steps to create national standards. Almost no one was being held accountable. You see these chases in the movies, of course, with an officer driving wildly through busy streets, their car and the car being chased nearly always smash into other vehicles, but the cameras and the plot stay focused on getting the bad guy, not the collateral damage. Gollan and Neilson tallied that damage in real life. They discovered that over the course of 5 years, more than 3,300 people died as a result of police chases. Think about that number and multiply it by the family and friends who suffered such a tragic loss. Think about the fact that the government agency tasked with collecting those statistics was off by the hundreds. Gollan and Neilson not only calculated the volume of chases, but also the reasons for them. Often they began over a minor traffic offense. Sometimes no crime had been committed. Police pursuits, the Chronicle found, happened disproportionately in black neighborhoods, and often bystanders are injured or killed. A 12-year-old boy riding with a friend died after police smashed a car window during a routine traffic stop, and the driver, scared by that action, took off. The boy's father later said, "It's outrageous that a 12-year-old boy was killed by law enforcement to give a guy a speeding ticket." A minor traffic violation led to the deaths of a brother and sister, one 22 and the other 25. The siblings were almost home when another driver blasted through a red light at 97 miles per hour and T-boned their car. You would think this kind of tragic result would inspire police departments across the country to limit chases, to make sure their officers understand the risks, and pursue only when there is a dangerous criminal at large. After all, as the series pointed out, with license plate identification, some of these offenders could be arrested at home without incident. But the Chronicle reviewed more than 100 departmental policies, and many allow officers to justify chases for almost anything and without a supervisor's approval. Fast and Fatal provided valuable understanding of these flawed practices. It highlighted the consequences of a dangerous technique used by police to knock cars sideways. The series corrected the statistical record. It gave voice to the frustration and pain of so many families. And it inspired the New York University School of Law's policing project to develop model rules for state lawmakers across the country. These reporters did amazing work, and I have it from a reliable source that Hillman could not be honoring two lovelier people. Please join me in recognizing Jennifer Gollan and Susie Neilson.
Thank you very much to the Hillman Prize judges and the Sidney Hillman Foundation. This is an absolute honor, and it's especially a privilege to be here today to walk among the current award recipients and these past honorees who I've long admired. This award belongs to the families who shared their painful stories of deadly pursuits with us. They included Janae Carter, who was in Indiana and driving to pick up baby wipes when a driver fleeing police smashed into her car at 74 miles per hour and killed her boyfriend and 2 children in the back. She died over a license plate violation. The driver fleeing police, they believed, had the wrong license plate on the car. And this was not uncommon in the cases that we found. The vast majority involved minor infractions, not felony offenses. At the start of this project, we wondered who is dying and how many people have died because of police chases. But this turned out to be a question that was harder to sort out than we could have imagined. It turns out that the federal government does not keep comprehensive data on the people who die in police chases. So we set about answering that question, and we filed 250 public records requests and built 5 databases in the process. Some of these public officials demanded exorbitant fees, and others stonewalled. And we kept digging. After a year of work, we identified more than 3,300 people who had died in these police chases, and more than 660 deaths were missing from the official record.
The vast majority of these fatal chases began over really minor infractions. Somebody listening to loud music in a parking lot, somebody shoplifting food for their children, or no crime at all. Most victims were bystanders and passengers, not even the fleeing drivers. And more than a third of those who died were Black, even though Black people make up just 12% of the US population. We also discovered there were no national standards for these pursuits. We discovered permissive policies that vary by agency and near absolute immunity for officers who initiate dangerous chases. One thing we found, it's easier to sue a police officer if you are the fleeing driver than if you were a bystander. So if a 3-year-old child is killed in a fatal chase, his family can't sue the officer. But despite the fact that we are in, as we've discussed already, these unprecedented times and an administration that is absolutely hostile to police reform, we have had impact with this series. Thanks to sources who bravely shared their stories, Fast and Fatal has driven the creation of model national standards for police pursuits, actions from members of Congress who have called on the federal government to more accurately count these deaths, and we've also actually 2 weeks ago, the state of Hawaii passed a law that bars police pursuits for nonviolent offenses. So that was really great. And we hope other states will follow suit soon too. We'd like to recognize the rest of the talented team at the Chronicle who helped out with this investigation, because it always takes a team. Our editor, who's here, Lisa Gartner, and then also Damian Bulwa and Emilio Garcia Ruiz supported us. There were so many others who worked on this project, and I'll just name them really fast. Director of Visuals, Nicole Fruget, Creative Director Alex Fong, and Data Editor Dan Kopp. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.